Okay, so we have seen types of testing. In types of testing, we have seen black box testing and white box testing. Black box testing means tester is not concerned with the code for the particular software. White box testing means the tester knows the code and tests the code as well. Then static and dynamic testing. Static type of testing means you are testing when the software is not running. Dynamic testing means you are testing when the software is running in the running condition. And then we have seen high level review of specifications wherein different strategies are there. First strategy is pretend to be a customer. Second one, research for existing standard and guidelines. Next one is review and test similar software. Then checking specification, low level specification. In low level specification we are having some checklist that the software should be complete, accurate, precise, unambiguous, consistent, appropriate, relevant, feasible, code free, and tested. Right. So, low level specification techniques. Specification, uh, we should check for the following keywords while checking the specification testing, low level specification testing. Right. For example, always, every, all, none, never. These words denote the confidence that a particular thing will be surely done. Right? You need to think of the cases that violates them. Right? So check for those words and check the contradiction if any there in the software. Then next type of keywords are certainly, therefore, clearly, obviously, evidently. This word tends to encourage you into accepting something as a given, right? So because of this has happened, therefore this has happened, right? Like this word you need to check for. Then some, sometimes, often, usual, ordinarily, customarily, mostly, most, right? These words are vague words, unclear. You cannot measure the quantity by using this word. Sometimes means not every, always, right? Some means how much, right? So you cannot measure by using those words. So you need to check for these words while testing. Then etc and so forth, so on. Lists that finish with words such as these aren't testable, right? Because etc doesn't mean anything. In software it should be specific, right? So lists need to be absolute, complete. Next type of keywords are good, fast, cheap, efficient, small, stable. Again, these terms are not measurable, right? You need to write a particular term measurable, right? So when, if you are not able to measure it, you cannot test it. Next type of words are handled, processed, rejected, skipped, eliminated. These terms can hide large amount of functionality that need to be specified. Right? Next type of words are if then with missing else. So if it is writing if and then. So if the condition is true, only that statement is there. If the condition fails, what should be done? That is not there. So that type of things you cannot check. Next type is dynamic black box testing. testing the software while opening it or blindfolding it. It is you are testing while the particular software is running. So there are certain strategy. First strategy is test to pass and test to fail. Right? Test to pass and test to fail means you will test a particular, in test to pass you will test a particular software functionality for the valid inputs, such that the input should produce a valid output, right? So this type of technique is called as test to pass. For example, if you consider a program for calculating factorial, right? So if you provide 1 to that particular software, it should produce 1. If you provide some value, then it should produce the factorial for that particular value. And if you are testing if that particular value which has been developed by calculating the factorial is true or not, that is test to pass. Then what test to fail means? Test to fail means you will test the software for exceptions. For example, factorial can be calculated from 0 to some highest value, but if you are providing a negative value, what then? Right? So you will be checking for negative values, you will be checking for higher range values. So this type of testing we done it to fail the software, whether a particular software fails for certain values or not. So this type of testing is called as test to fail. Then next type of uh, testing is, uh, here we are testing data, right? So equivalence partition and equivalence classing. So what is this equivalent partition? So we are having certain set of data, infinite set of data, right? Suppose for example, if I say that calculate the factorial for particular thing, right? So factorial for a number. So factorial can be calculated for 1, 2, 3 up to infinity, right? So we are having infinite number of data, but can we test all those from 1 to infinity? Can we test it? No, we cannot test from 1 to 100, since it will require a large amount of time. So what we will do, we divide this data into certain classes, right? For example, uh, negative to 0 will be negative to -1, or negative, all negatives will be one set of class. Then 0 will be one set of class, and from 1 to certain value 1000, that becomes one class. And then we will choose some value, for example -1, -10, -20, right? From 0 we can choose only 0, and from positive values we can choose 1, 10, 15, 20, like this. So this small set of values will give us the equivalent result if we test from -100 to infinity, right? So that is what equivalence partition or equivalence classing is. Equivalence partitioning is the process of methodologically reducing the huge, that is infinite, set of possible test cases into a smaller but still equivalent effective set which has the same effect. Then next type of testing is data testing, wherein you will test for the data. Now data testing, again number of types are there. So first type is boundary condition. Just now for the factorial example I have given the boundary. Boundary will be 0. 0 means positive and negative. There will be one boundary. And 0 and 1, there will be one boundary. So you can test the boundary conditions. For example, -1, 0 and 1. This becomes the boundary condition. Similarly, there are different boundary conditions for different types of application. For example, you are measuring speed. So maximum speed and minimum speed. That can be a boundary condition. So boundary condition means the active age data which you want to check. Why it is required? Because just now I have told you that we are having infinite number of data to be tested. So we are reducing it so that the result which is produced is should be equivalent to when we are testing for the infinite number of data. Similar result should be produced. So first one is boundary condition. Then second is sub-boundary condition or internal boundary condition. So for example, for factorial, sub-boundaries will be internal data. For example, 2, 4, 5, this type of data if you want to check. Some of the data you will take and you will check. Negative mein -2, -5 like this. So these are sub-boundary conditions. Next is default, empty, blank, null, 0 and none. If you are developing some form and that form is empty, what should be happening? Right? Suppose for example simple application wherein you want to enter user ID and password. If that is blank, what message should be given? That you can find out by using default, empty, blank, null, 0 or none. Then invalid, wrong, incorrect, garbage data. If you are entering the invalid data, whether your software is working fine for that or not, that you will check by using this type of strategy. The next is state testing. The software, we consider the software to be in some state. For example, if you consider any application, for example, if you consider email application. So first, when you type the URL, you will get one page wherein user login should be there. Right? So you need to provide user ID and password and then click on enter. Then you should go to the next page. So first stage is enter user ID and password. If it is correct, then you will go to the next stage, that is mailbox. Right? So this is what state testing. Right? So we consider that software is in a certain state. When an event is clicked, it will go into certain other state. In our example, when you open a browser, blank will be there. So it is in one state. When you type a URL, it will give you a page which says that you will enter your user ID and password. When you enter user ID and password, it will go to certain other state, right? So we consider that software is in some state. So in this state testing, we will check whether after entering a particular value or triggering the event, whether the software goes to the correct state or not. For example, here the state transition diagram is given. This is called as state transition diagram. Previously, the software will be in idle state. If you press escape key, it will go to wait for password. If you enter correct user ID and password, it will go to next state. If you enter incorrect password, it will go to the same page. Right? So this is what state transition diagram. So testing the software logic, it has two strategies, that is testing the software logic flow. So for this, create a state transition map like this. This is a state transition map, and reducing the number of states and transition to test. If you consider a whole software, it may have more number of states. So this is the smaller state of some email ID, right? Email login. If you want to go to email, your email, you need to follow. First step will be this one. So you need to separate. You need to reduce those states and check for that. Right? Next is what to specifically test. You need to decide what you want to test actually. Right? Next type of is testing states to fail. Race condition and bad timing. Race condition. What is meant by race condition is when one or more process strive for a single resource. It is called as race condition. मतलब दो जन एक ही चीज के तरफ दौड़ रहे हैं. So that is what the race condition is, right? So you need to check if the race condition is there, proper transaction is done or not. Second one is bad timing. Certain bad timings are there. So at bad timing, how the state will perform. Then repetition, stress and load. Right. Repeatedly, if you are doing same thing, what will happen? You will click on break, back, then again login, back and again login. What will happen? So this is what repetition. Stress. Stress means provide less amount of resources to the software, minimum amount of resources. That is what stress testing. Load testing means provide all the resources and try to work out when it is loaded. Okay, so this completes your unit 2. In the next class we will start with next unit, that is unit 3, test planning, management, execution and report. We will see in the next class. Okay, uh, anybody has any doubt?